Hey, everybody. My name's Loren Pierce. I own Pierce Pharmacy Management. We have stores in Georgia and Florida. Moy's Pharmacy here in Henry County, and Winder and Roberts in Atlanta, and then South Care Pharmacies down in St. Pete, Best Drugs in Trenton, Florida. And glad you guys are watching this. I've been in the pharmacy for 40 years, and there's been a lot of changes, and probably the biggest change we've experienced, other than COVID, of course, is a Medicare D program. And they didn't do us any favors when they implemented the Medicare D program years ago. We have a generation who wants their life to be as simple as possible, and we have the most complex drug plan of any commercial plans that I've seen out there. Then the Affordable Care Act didn't do us any favors by allowing CMS, the government entity that holds the purse strings, to penalize providers for outcomes out of their control, really. So if you go to the hospital with a heart condition, for example, and you get hit by a bus and you're readmitted, there's a financial penalty to the hospital. And it's no different for us in pharmacy. If we have a diabetic patient who is not adherent to their medications, these reimbursement can get reduced in the form of penalties. So speaking of complexity, we see lots of patients who are surprised by unsuspecting copays. And typically that's explained to them by our pharmacy cashier. My father passed away last year, and I had his phone and his mail forwarded to me. And I knew this was going on, but I never knew to the capacity of how much attempted fraud was out there, enough to make your blood boil. It's just trying to trick our seniors into making uninformed decisions. So it was for these reasons we decided to be a resource for our communities and put forth our best effort to educate you so you can make informed decisions specifically about your Medicare D plan. So we've got a couple of speakers for you today. I know you probably aren't excited to see me talk about Medicare, and I'm certainly not the most educated person on it. So we've got a couple of people who are professionals at it. First, we're going to have Bonnie Dobbs, who owns a company called Medicare and Other Red Tape. She'll give us an overview of the choices and decisions that you need to make and when. And then also later, we're going to have Laurie Hamilton, who is a nurse and actually was an employee as a teenager in college years, working on her nursing degree, and worked for us at Moy's Pharmacy for many, many years. Now owns her own senior care consulting business. So she's going to give you an overview of the Medicare D program. So I hope you find this information informative and helpful. If you have any further questions, our contact information will be shared at the end of this presentation. Of course, always feel free to come into our stores, and we welcome you to ask questions there. So without further ado, let Miss Bonnie take it away.